Okay, so a quick little story time. My younger sister once got a Revenge of the Fallen Leader Class Optimus Prime for Christmas. I want to say in 2010. Really cool toy, but I had the job of transforming that thing, and it was an absolute hell to transform. It was fiddly, awkward, and just a nightmare. The box said ages 5 and up? That's insane. It was like a masterpiece figure. So after that, I've had a bit of a fear of movie Optimus Prime figures, especially the bigger ones. Obviously that fear has died, but could you blame me? That was the Optimus Prime that ruined Christmas. And with that said, here's a bootleg of the figure. Why am I doing this to myself? Yep, welcome ladies and gentlemen to the world of Shide Robot Classic Edition, a full-blown knockoff of movie Optimus Prime. It's apparently the Classic Edition with 3D super deformation. This thing is indeed deformed, but we'll get to that. Now, to be fair, Shide in Chinese does mean make or change, so the name is Changeable Robot. But I'm gonna call this thing Shite Robot because it feels only appropriate. On the box, you have a graphic of what appears to be a weirdly mutant version of Optimus Prime's Age of Extinction look. And given that design sucks too, this is ostensibly a mutation of a mutation. On the back of the box, there's no story blurbs, no flavor text. It just tells us that it's Optimus Prime, in case you didn't know already. It shows a knockoff Bumblebee that kinda looks like his look in Reactivate actually. It also implies this not Bumblebee is a second mode. Classy. Also, I was wrong. This isn't a knockoff of Revenge of the Fallen Prime. This is Revenge Og the Fallen. Completely different. We also have the instructions to change him on the bottom, which, given the original figure had roughly 26 steps, cutting it down by half is not getting me hopeful. I tried to find the origin of the toy, but I couldn't find any information on it compared to the bootleg Nendoroids, so they are covering their tracks a lot more effectively. I did find some images of their Bumblebee ripoff, which is very much a clone of Ultimate Bumblebee from the 2007 toy line. Ugh, I'm putting off opening the figure as much as I can. Let's open this. Yeah, so when you first open this figure, it smells like absolute death. It reeks of metallic chemicals, which implies something very not good. So looking at this thing out of the box, it's a remarkably loyal mold in many regards. Most people would see this and probably wouldn't second guess it until you look at that face. Those eyes, man. Rather than give the figure any kind of proper eyes, they've given him these piercing silver ball eyes. It's a shame because the rest of the head sculpt ain't bad, but oh god, feeling this thing is a different story. This thing feels like it'll break at any moment. So many pieces feel so stiff and like they're about to crunch, or there are pieces that feel so loose like the wheel, whereas in the original toy they snapped into place. Also, his back panels are so thin, he's kinda got light piping in them now. Also, oddly, his arms seem to have been folded into an armor mode, whereas they folded up on the original. Also, his swords are rotatable, whereas on the original they were spring-loaded. Also, these feet are awful. Optimus no longer has his grippers, so he just barely stands up, which, given how thin the plastic is on him, a gust of wind will make him collapse. Also, the original voice gimmick has been gutted, so the tab that comes out no longer does anything. And the chest's original Mecha Life movement doesn't exist anymore. In fact, when I first moved this thing about, his chest popped out and I can't get it back into place. So now he's got one hell of a pair of boobies. There is articulation on this figure, but it's strange. The head articulation works well, but the arms feel weirdly loose. The slightest movement pulls the arms out, and the hands technically rotate, but due to the armor on his arms, they don't rotate all that well. The legs can rotate as well, but they feel weirdly stiff in comparison. Like it feels like you're moving them through molasses. You do have ankle pivots, technically, but with this flat-footed freak, it doesn't matter. Especially because, again, moving him around just feels disgusting, and with that smell, I feel like something is rubbing off on my fingers. I just hate handling this thing. Also, parts that were originally part of the figure or very easily attached are just left as accessories out of the box. They took one of the best engineered figures ever and made him a parts former. On a side note, he does come with a knockoff of his Voyager MechTech gun from Dark of the Moon. It's actually a pretty cool gun, all things considered. I might actually keep this. There we go, found a use for this toxic cretin. It's just a shame this figure has no way to actually hold it. It's really irritating because the original Fallen Prime is a great figure despite its wonky transformation. It still remains the most loved mainline Optimus toy from the movies, and bear in mind, there are some heavy hitters in that category, all of which are easy to find. This thing, however, is a piece of crap and definitely shouldn't be handled by kids. It would shatter as soon as they got it, leaving behind a pool of toxic shards, like it had gold plastic syndrome. I gotta transform this thing, don't I? Oh boy, here we go. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Apparently that's just it. That's the step. Oh, these things snapped. Come on. Oh, there we are. You're doing it, robot. Oh god, it feels like it's gonna break. Oh, a piece broke off. That's great. That's great. This thing is a mutant. It's not a toy. It's a mutation. Oh, I think I kind of snapped it into place. Oh my god, I might actually be able to transform it. No one believed in you, but I do. God, this thing's gonna... This bit. Where does it go? Oh, and there's that went. On the plus side, the montage I'm gonna make of me in pain is going to no doubt get this video to 8 minutes, so I can put in mid-roll ads. You know, like there are like connectors, but there's like no clearance for any of them. And you do one thing, it pings off. You do another thing, it pings off. Yeah, no. Okay, so of all the things they thought to make, like, they did think ahead to make like a connector. I got it connected. Oh my god. And everything is just like falling apart again. And yep. Why am I doing this to myself? And the entire roof came off just now. Oh, there we go. This transformation is awful. I'm actually surprised I managed to. Everything feels like it's gonna snap off. Everything feels like it's popping out. Nothing connects well. It's awful. You basically have to force everything together. It feels like you're breaking him. Not even the truck is good. Look, the back set of wheels, because you can't plug them in, are just doing this. They're just flopping about like nobody's business. I've worked with plenty of awkward to transform figures before, whether it's due to the materials, depth, or size, but they never felt like they were going to snap or destroy themselves. This guy, I feel nothing but pure misery with transforming him. Like, how do you do that? The original toy had an already infamously tough transformation, and this just makes it so much worse. What a wretched thing. I've reviewed bad figures before, but this, nah. This is so far the worst I've ever looked at. The only thing it has going for it is the fact that it's roughly the same size and the paint is okay, I guess? Actually, no, I don't even think the paint is good because I think I've just been poisoned breathing near this thing for too long. I'm giving this thing 0.5 out of 5 made in China label. Just an absolute mess. So tell me, do you have any experiences with knockoff figures? What were they like? Let me know in the comments. Please subscribe, and if you'll excuse me, I can't even keep this thing in my house.